You should. I'm sure you can get some good stories with Dwighty. You guys ever get a hold of Dwighty?
So I thought about a question.
Okay.
So before my dad had the surgery, was he like he always had a hard time breathing?
Yeah.
So from 0 obviously to 5. So did he not get to live a normal 0 to 5 3-year-old life?
As much as he could. I mean, he did
Okay.
things that other kids do, but he'd have to take breaks in between, and he could be completely physical.
Okay.
You know.
And then when he had the surgery, he was a brand new kid, basically.
Oh, yeah. Except your grandmother kept thinking he was sick. And we kept telling there's nothing wrong with the doctors. He can live a normal life. He
No.
can play basketball, football, whatever. He's okay.
Yeah.
He can do
Yeah.
anything any other kids can do. But your grandma, you can even ask your aunts and your uncles. They favored your dad. He got babied.
Because was it Vegas?
Yeah, Vegas when he was born.
And
Nevada.
when he was born, and then all the way up until how old?
Till we lived in Vegas, I guess, until he was almost 2.
Okay.
Then we came to the Bay,
Okay.
or LA.
And what brought
yeah.
you guys to the Bay?
Grandpa retired from being in the service, and we came to Los Angeles, and that's where we lived in Los Angeles, God, until I was 18, and then got shanghaied up to the Bay Area.
What brought you to the Bay Area? Because we already had family in the Bay?
Yeah, because you had Auntie Carmen had moved up here, and Grandma always felt alone, and Grandpa was never home half the time. He was always out gambling or playing poker or scamming or doing something, never home half the time. So Grandma said, I'm tired of being alone here. I want to be with my family. My cousin is up in the Bay Area. Let's move up there. If you want to go, you can go. I don't care. And then I have someone to talk to or whatever. And we moved right across the street from Auntie Carmen on Marguerite Drive. And when we did this, nobody told me we were moving. They said, we're going to go up for vacation and visit your cousin. I said, okay, that's cool. And when we got up there, the next day I woke up, my mom and dad were gone. We had stayed at Auntie Carmen's house. And so I asked Auntie Carmen, I said, where's my mom and dad? You see? She goes, oh yeah, they went back to LA to get the rest of your furniture and stuff. You guys are moving up here. I said, we are? I didn't even know we were going to move up here, because I was working. I had a job and everything.
Okay. Because you were like 18?
I was 18, yeah.
And then my dad was 8?
I graduated high school. And then I was working already as a bartender and a dancer.
Your Aunt Rose was a dancer. She gonna
was a
teach us
go-go
some
dancer.
stuff. She gonna teach us some stuff.
Yeah, and I went.
I was just gonna let her say it. That's right, Aunt Rose. So I'm talking about.
What?
I mean, dancing. Celebrating life.
Oh yeah, I was in the cage. Dancing in the cage. They had to cage me. It was a wild thing.
So I didn't know that gene ran deep in our family.
Dancing?
I mean, no, not that part.
The wild part.
The wild part. So one time we were celebrating in Reno. I think it was Kayla's 21st birthday or something. And these girls were in the cage, and I was like, I could do better.
Oh, heck yeah.
Me and Telly tried to get up on the cage thing, but then we got kicked out.
Oh.
But we still tried. We're like, it's in our genes. It's in our genes.
That's it. It's in your genes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so then school started for my dad, and just a
Yeah.
young,
And it's been normal. Yeah.
normal life.
And then since Dad was gone most of the time, I had to act like the father image. I was the older child.
Okay.
And I had to fill out all these papers for my mom because she couldn't. Something no one knew was Grandma couldn't read. The only thing she could read and write was her name, Popo's name, and all her kids' name. That was it. And the most she could read would be like the or at, like 3-letter words. So every time we went to family things and like maybe baby shower and stuff like that, if they had to play games, she would just pretend like she forgot her glasses so she couldn't read or play the games all the time. And that Sybil knew that, then Sybil would always help her out. They were more like sisters. So Dad was gone, so Robert wanted to do a lot of stuff. And I said, these boys aren't doing any boy stuff. So we need to get into a group, a Boy Scout group or something for them, to do. So they had a group called the Woodcraft Rangers. It's an Indian version of what Indians do. They had the teepee tents and stuff like that. It's like an Indian version of Boy Scouts. So for them to join, I had to be one of the volunteers. So I volunteered, and we'd go on camping trips to Disneyland, went different trips. And then Ralphie was like maybe 4 years old, and your dad was like 6 or 7. He could go, and then I said, well, I have to take my little brother. I said, because I'm the one that babysits, so he has to go on the trips with us too. So Ralphie got to go on a lot of the trips with us. We went camping, went to this place called Stanley's Ranch in the San Fernando Valley. It was a big old ranch way up in the hills. We got to ride horses. We have campfires. You see campfires, roasted marshmallows. And then at night, all the volunteers, after the kids were in their cabin, we all sneak out and scare each other's cabins. And I get to hear your dad going, that's my sister. I know that's my sister.
He probably heard your laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my sister. And he'd tell Ralph, because Ralph was little, he'd go, don't be scared. That's Sissy. That's Sissy. That's Sissy going, ooh. And they had archery, they had swimming, horseback riding, everything you would, like out camping and stuff. So, and then we'd have trips to Disneyland and Universal and stuff like that. I said, they got to do boys things,
Yeah, yeah.
So I had to be a volunteer so they could go for free. And we did that for a while until we moved out of there and moved up here to the Bay. And then when we moved up here, that's when I started dancing here up at the Bay at the Lucky 13 in Albany. That's where I was a go-go dancer in the cage.
You get that money, those tips?
They didn't do that then.
They didn't do that then. Okay. You got paid hourly though, but good hourly?
Yeah, because I bartended and I danced.
Okay.
I bartended in the daytime. Then on the weekend, I would dance on Friday and Saturday nights. See?
Okay.
Yeah. So I made good money dancing.
So that put you in a position to kind of help raise your siblings.
Yeah, I had to work a lot of times because my dad wasn't there, and I always gave my money all to Grandma. And Auntie Darlene said I was stupid in doing that. I said, well, if I didn't do that, you guys wouldn't be eating. Simple as that.
So it caused you to kind of have a role. You had to play that role.
Yeah, until I got tired.
So when did Grandma know how to speak English?
Oh, she always spoke English since I could remember.
Spoke English. She just couldn't read certain things and things like that. Okay.
And my Grandma Hilaria, she spoke English. In fact, she told me before we came to the States, she goes, you're not to speak Tagalog anymore, because I used to speak Tagalog when I was little. I understand it and spoke it. Yeah. She says, we're going to the States. You can't be speaking Tagalog, no one understands. You got to start speaking English. So I started speaking it, and then I forgot how to speak Tagalog. That's all that, because when we came to the States, we weren't around any Filipinos,
right?
To talk and keep it up. From where I worked was a butcher shop. All Chinese people worked there, right? And one of the guys had a crush on me. So I'd go over there. One time I brought our cousin Margie Phillips with me, because Margie wanted to see my cage. She said, I want to see your cage. I said, all right. I took her into the club. I took her up into the cage door and went up there. I said, now you act like you're a dancer. She goes, no. Then we came down and I said, now we're going across the street. She goes, why? I said, I just cashed my check, going across the street and get some groceries. She said, across the street? I said, yeah, the butcher shop. I went over there, and the guy that had a crush on me, he would give me 6 pork chops, 3 steaks, a roast, hamburger, charge me $20 for everything. And he would just pile up all the stuff. I used to go there and get groceries all the time, all kind of meat. And then I'd bring it home, and then I'd give my mom the rest of the money. But one time, I bought some meat. Then I told Margie, I said, I want to get me a new dress. I'm going to get me a dress. So I went and got me this real pretty blue dress. I came home, and I gave my mom a little bit of money. And she says, where's the rest of the money? I said, I went and bought me a dress.
At a time.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain Grandma's love? Because...
And undeniable. That's all there is. Got to be undeniable. I said that's deep love. I mean, like when Grandpa worked, he worked good, and anyone he ever worked for would say he could always come back. Lines storage, where they move furniture, to people's houses and stuff.
Yeah.
His boss told me to come back in time. He was a welder,